Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, June 27, 2016 at 12:54 a.m. Um, I've been scanning a little bit and something kept jumping up in front of me. I say scanning. I've been watching my regulars and bringing everything up to date. But I kept having one that would pop up and multiple blogs all having the same title almost: multiple state of emergencies issued in America. And then one person said it's almost time. So to that title, she was looking at the number of the forest fires that's going on in our country today. And her name, Lisa Haven, Truth Unveiled 777 is the way to get to her site. And she's right. There's so many fires, so many big fires, major, going on that well, anyway, I went on to look and to see if I could find the true number of fires. But interesting, I did a blog not long ago about McMurray, Canada. This is north of Montana, Washington, up, I don't know how far north, 500, 600 miles, 400 miles, something like that. And again, McMurray, Canada, is so many thousand homes burned, and I mean, whole city just burned out. And then the fire is moving east from there. Now, this is back in May when I did the blog. But just checking, that fire is still burning and it's still moving. Canada currently has in Ontario, I'll take that back. I said Ontario. In British Columbia, they have 3 fires over 1,000 hectares. A hectare, 1,000 hectare is 2,500 acres. A hectare is 2.5 acres, or really 2.47, really close to 2.5. And so 1,000 hectares is 2,500 acres. That's considered a major fire, and probably about the same in our country. A major fire is probably 2,000 plus acres. And they have 3 of those, and they have one up to that number, and then they have 20 smaller. And in any day, either one of them could reach a major fire. And that is only in British Columbia. But you move over to Ontario, you have 2 of them over 1,000 hectares. You have one just smaller than that, and then 4 smaller fires. And then you go down to Toronto, you have 4 dozen smaller fires and one just under a hectare in size, and then you have one over a hectare, over 2,500 acres. But all active fires in that area, a minimum of 500. That's a minimum. And then when you go to the United States, you have Wyoming and Colorado border, you have a major fire going, and then another Wyoming, South Dakota, and it's a big fire. Then you have California, and then you have the Nevada border in the mountains, just a major fire, and then Los Angeles, California, you have a large fire, and then San Diego, California, a large fire, and then San Diego and the Mexican border, which is almost unknown, but it's a major fire. And then you have Arizona, New Mexico, Alaska, Again, another in California, Oregon border, Idaho, Florida Panhandle. You have over 500 fires currently in the United States. These are fires that are at least on the scale. Those that are burning, that aren't as big, for both countries, you're looking at a very large number of fires. And I mean, very large. You're looking at 1,500 to 2,500 fires between Canada and the United States active today. And again, not all of them are that large, but just the same, they could easily turn into major fires. Look how many people have lost their homes. Thousands. What, in 3 years, thousands of people. And counting the fires, counting the floods in our country, counting the storms in our country, counting the droughts, we have been hit. And it's no wonder that multiple states of emergency has been called throughout this country, as well as in Canada, as well as in other countries. Look at Italy. Look at several countries around France. Floods, I mean, like they've never seen. Look at the droughts and oh gosh. Anyway, around the world, look at the floods in India, major floods. And this is crazy. Australia, what I was trying to say a moment ago, you have a huge major drought, but then you have over here major floods side by side. These are all states of emergency. But what Lisa's pointing at in her blog is, are they going to turn into a martial law being called? In certain parts of the country, it could be. We don't know. But we do know as we approach the end, there will be sporadic martial laws called. There was one when Katrina hit. There was another, not sizable, but one when the storm hit Cindy in New York and New Jersey and all that area, and in Maine. But yes, martial law, as time goes, they'll become more frequent. And with the frequency of martial law, starts to make people afraid of what they can turn into, and afraid that martial law could be used. I'm going to blurt out and say it, and I'm probably wrong. I don't think so. But if a martial law is called at a given place, at a given time, say 9 p.m., God forbid it's 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. at night, say 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. Look at the movement that could take place with the government body moving people in and out. They could actually put a town under martial law or a community and empty that community in a night, and people would never know it. So think about martial law would be good depending on what it's used for, and martial law could be used as a bad thing, say to stop or interrupt elections, something like that. Who knows? But Lisa Haven is not the only person that's got a blog that's discussing and worried about multiple state of emergencies issued throughout America. Titled "It's Almost Time." I was surprised to see so many. Anyway, food for thought. Jody with Expoz.